I was getting swirling in, and then yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Osborne Motors Endurance Challenge Season 10. Excuse me, week number 9. And we're here. We're here with Finn in the booth for this jam-packed 11-car grid of excitement.
11 cars?
11 cars.
I mean, I guess it is Thruxton.
It is Thruxton. People had to pay for it. There's been kind of the season's coming to a little bit of a tumultuous end with track choices, but I'm pretty excited to see Thruxton. I'm even more excited for the Kansas Roval.
I'm excited for both as well. I'm excited to go driving here this weekend for the 4 hours of Thruxton in TCRs.
Yeah, is that team event?
It is
or
team
solo?
duel, but it is solo. It's both. You can do either.
Is it just TCRs? What cars is it?
All 4 TCRs. So the Honda Civic Type R C TCR, the Hyundai Veloster, and Hyundai Elantra, or Hyundai, depending on what variant of English you want to use to say a Korean word. Korean? Japanese? Well, let's see.
Why did I think it was in the Ferraris?
I don't know why you thought there was a Ferrari in TCR.
I thought it was just for some reason I thought it was Ferrari GT3 was going to be the Thruxton 4 hour.
No. Yeah, and then last but not least, the Audi RS3 LMS TCR.
The Audi is like the Ford and the old McLaren, where I personally think it looks the coolest. But it's kind of the worst because it's the oldest.
It's not the worst. I think it's actually pretty. It holds up pretty well, at least comparatively.
Have they changed it? Wasn't there? It used to be the worst. No one would touch the Audi. That was a while ago. That was probably a few years ago.
Yeah, no. Now it's been bopped. The TCR as a class as a whole has been bopped into being pretty competitive, regardless of which one you pick.
It's no longer the Elantra Cup.
No, it is not. Each one's obviously unique in how it applies its power, but they all are pretty doable.
I'm still just forever upset. We got 2 Hyundais before we got the Alpha. The little, the Fiat 500.
The Fiat 500 TCR?
Yeah, that's all I want. We got 2 basically same Hyundais, even though I know they're different cars.
They're a little different.
They're a little different. They're a little different. But it's pretty silly.
I mean, yeah.
I went to Kevin Hayes earlier in this broadcast, and we were on board with him for about a whole of 45 seconds before he spun. I just want that to be known. It's the curse. How do you think the tires are going to warm up on Thruxton for the GTPs? For all 4 GTPs out here this evening.
For all 4 GTPs.
Oh, there he goes. There.
As we watched Kevin Hayes take a little bit of a spin into the
He had to do
beautiful
it on purpose, right? Like he knew.
No, because there's no banking. This track is unique in how flat it is, but is very fun because almost zero part of it is an actually straight line.
Yeah, 12 corners.
Yep. It is like if Sebring was like this in terms of how it was laid out, I would actually enjoy it. Because it is equally as flat as Sebring is, but I find this far more fun than Sebring.
A certified Sebring hater.
Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite iRacing track.
It really used to be my least favorite, and it's slowly worked its way up the ranks. I don't know. I feel like as I got better at it...
Are you going to cite the driving is good? Because I'm going to throw the entire book of wherever you race is good if you race with good people mentality.
No, I've come to groan to like the bumpy Like the Sunset
That's-
corner. I like Sunset. It's like it's an impossible corner. It makes no sense. And then that one section, it might be Tower. It's like after you go past the back straight. Like there's that little hairpin corner, and then there's the back straight that's like a curve. And then there's that series of corners until you get to the actual back straight. Those are really satisfying to hit right.
Yeah. Yes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I agree with that part. I don't know, as a whole, I do not enjoy the track because I think it is very dull.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. Just like, but better than Silverstone.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think Silverstone's the
I
worst
think
airfield
Silverstone's in the
track.
same boat.
How long is old Thruxton?
Lap time wise?
Yeah, or miles. I don't know. I'm gonna pull up the Wikipedia.
Okay, you can pull up the Wikipedia. The
I'm
lap
gonna
time
pull
we're
it up.
seeing out of these drivers is about a 1 minute even for our GT drivers, and our 1 minute 8 to 1 minute 10 for our GT3 drivers.
It's like flattened lime rock, basically.
Yes, yeah, that's basically it.
Man,
And wider. It's a much wider lime rock.
Because if people didn't like lime rock, they're really not going to like Thruxton. What was last week?
Yeah.
People really hated last week. What was it?
Oschersleben. And I can't blame them because that track is
Yep.
a little too thin, I think, for the amount of cars, or the width of the cars that we have.
If Chris would come in here to defend himself, we'd let him, but he's abstaining from this vote out of shame. You heard it here first.
I don't misrepresent him like that.
Well, if he was here, he could say something about it, but he's not.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's not my fault. The schedule is his fault, but also my fault because I encouraged it.
Was not my fault. I had no hand in the schedule.
The participation numbers are your fault because you should be out there. There should be a 5th GTP. You and Tony.
I asked if you wanted me to be in the booth.
You and
You said
Tony
yes.
are literally 25% of the field right now, gone. Of the GTP field.
It's more. I guess it's closer
Actually,
to
30%.
like, yeah, 30%. That makes more sense.
That's even worse then.
Yeah, it's more.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. At least it's not an endurance race. Now, what do you think
Races.
What do you think the finale, the participation for the finale, Summit Point? I think also going to be very controversial. But it's free. It's controversial but free. You don't have to pay for it. This was kind of an expensive week because I don't know if anyone owned these two tracks. Who you're seeing
Unless
out here
they drive
tonight on
oval.
screen are the real ones.
Yes, unless somebody drives ovals, they probably don't own Kansas. And Thruxton is new, but like unless you're racing it this weekend or you're a sucker who owns too much of the content like I do, you're not gonna go get it.
I used to buy every new track. Do you know what killed that for me?
What was that?
Winton.
Oh, Winton Speedway.
Winton was rough. And now it's free. I paid for that. I also paid for Snetterton. I think that's the only two I can complain about.
That's fair. Snetterton's a choice.
Oh, Snetterton's the other airfield track. Actually, yeah, that's number one. You got Snetterton at the top.
Okay.
You can have Thruxton and Sebring can fight it out, and then you'll put Silverstone on the bottom.
I put Silverstone. I put Thruxton above Sebring. Because Thruxton at least it keeps it interesting by having almost 0 straight lines. It is the least airfield track.
Snetterton has such... Wait, did you say Thruxton above Sebring?
Yes.
But not above Snetterton.
I just don't want to argue with you about Snetterton because we'll be here all night because I know you love Snetterton. And I'm just going to let you put that up there.
It's specifically bomb hole. If it didn't have that corner, I wouldn't give a shit about it. That like dip you go through, that's a literal bomb hole,
Yeah,
that makes the whole track.
I don't agree with you, but I also understand why you love it, and that's okay. Again, I don't want to fight with you on it, which I'm going to let you leave that up at the top of the list for the point of this.
I'll allow it. It'll be okay.
Okay.
Is there a version of Thruxton without this chicane at the end?
Nope. There is one version of Thruxton.
Oh, because
At
without that
least map.
chicane at the end, I think that would be pretty spicy.
It
Then
would
it'd just be
It's
kind
how
of a
it used
big
to be.
oval.
Yes, that is also how it used to be.
There's not even trees here. It really is just. This had to be the easiest track for them, like design-wise, to
layout,
create.
yeah.
They let
mean,
the intern
you
have
can see how
this
much-
one. They're like, you got this.
You do get to see how much stuff they threw into the outfield to give themselves more time. Like,
Yeah.
you have the layers of tires and old sheet metal floating around from when it was.
The curbs look nice though. The green curbs. The 3D. Does this have 3D curbs, or are they fake? It's got to have 3D
I think
curbs. The new tracks have to have 3D curbs.
Yes.
Do you remember when Knock Hill came out? Was that
No,
before your
right.
time?
That was before my time.
When Knock Hill came out, they did this new feature and Knock Hill was the first one to do it, and then they were going to add it to other tracks, and they didn't. Where when you started like a test drive, you would start inside the pit garage, and then you drive your car out of the pit garage. And that's the coolest feature of Knock Hill. And then they never added it to another track. They said they're going to add it to more tracks, and they never did. But Knock Hill, you go do a test drive, you start inside the pit garage, and you have to pull your car out. It's the best feature.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we're going to add it to more tracks. And then they never did, right?
Yep. And they're like, actually, just kidding. We're never going to touch this feature again.
Which is wild because you can do it in like LMU.
Yeah. Well, every other racing game basically that exists,
Yes.
you can pull out of the fucking, and they're all modeled. It's not like it'd be that hard. iRacing, if you're looking for someone, hire me. I'll be the ideas guy. I don't know how to code or program, but I imagine iRacing is the worst. I feel like there's still lines of code from 2K3 NASCAR. Because isn't it still? It's still technically that same engine that they've just built upon all of these years. I'm sure most of it's gone, but you know there's some stuff in there that they can't delete. They're like, don't delete this line, or shit's fucked.
They have constantly been retooling it.
Yeah, it's come a long way. You can go read through all of their patch notes, and it's fun to go back to the ones from 2008 because there was it's like now introducing tires have temperatures, and the temperatures will change as you drive the car. They'll heat up and they'll cool down. I bet that was mind-blowing. I bet people were really pissed about it. Their tires got hot. You gonna do our super long grid walk?
Certainly can do the longest grid walk
The longest
of all 11 cars.
It's even a full pace lap. You got all the time in the world.
I have so much time in the world.
We're not actually at Motegi. Don't look at that. Oh, look at that. It's Thruxton now. We're good. Are you ready? Don't get camera shy. It's okay.
Well, I'm trying to multitask very badly. One of
okay.
my endurance team members asked me a question last minute about our NERV 24 team. I'm like, cool, thanks, bud.
And you said I'm working. Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. I was like, hey, I'm doing shit. Okay, thanks. Front row of this grid as they get all set out for their pace lap. Kevin Hayes on pole position. Parker Merrill spinning behind him as the pace lap gets going underway.
Oh, just like IndyCar.
Just
He's
like
out.
Indy. See, he kept it out of the wall.
He did. He's got to catch back up now.
He does have to catch back up.
Oh, no. That's
Yeah.
my work phone going off. I'm leaving you on your own. Goodbye.
All right, sounds good. I can do that. Patrick Cantrell, the individual that passed poor Parker Merrill, as Parker Merrill had that unfortunate spin. Cold tires are unfriendly to the GTPs, and the lack of downforce, or lack of, I say, banking or anything else to keep these cars planted. And last but certainly not least of our 4 GTP drivers, Nick Terrell did not set a qualifying time and ends up being in 4th. Brody Wallace, the leader of GT3s, in that lovely Wonder Bread Mustang liveried car. Alongside him, William Master in 2nd position. 3rd is going to be Tyler Roberts, a fantastic result from him, just in front of Andre Saba, who is in 4th. Sergey Perok sliding in last minute into 5th position, alongside Ian Baker, who sits in 6th. 7th is going to be Harrison Ellis, and last but certainly not least, Adam Dahl of Hot Dog Water Racing rounds out our 8-car GT3 driving field. Last couple corners as Kevin Hayes sees how close he can get to the pace car. I have been left to my own devices for the moment, so we're going to see how fast we can do green flag running. The M2 safety car, as it's seeing, is getting, I wouldn't say threatened, but definitely making friends with it with Kevin Hayes and the rest of the GTP field that is loosely spread out behind this car. Lines, files, restart lines, all suggestions for the GTP field tonight. But when you have 4 cars and all the time in the world, you might as well. I don't even have like a prod feed to work off of. This is all right. We're doing fantastic here.
We're back.
Oh, we're back. Sweet.
What a
You can't adjust my
long- what a-
time. They're getting through the chicane.
What a long pace lap.
Yeah.
For Thruxton.
There.
Green flag. We're here. Kevin Hayes sets off the massive field of 4 GTP cars. He looks like, let me get a better camera. Got quite the lead. Got quite the jump on everyone. I see no crashes yet. That's good. GTP's just kind of driving in a line.
Mm-hmm.
Just
GT3's
cruising.
having a clean start as well. Sergey Perot getting a great launch on Andre Saba. Rest of the field pretty much how they were.
Yeah, everyone's cruising. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of drama tonight.
I don't know
This
either.
might-
I'm gonna.
Hopefully we got some people that just stay close. We got some battles. The Wonder Bread Mustang. The 2 Mustangs might put on a show tonight. Brody Wallace, again, up in 1st place. He's got to be leading the AM division.
I feel like he's gonna make his way into Pro Division next
I
season.
think so. He bought
especially
both
with-
these tracks tonight. He's like, I'm not letting the AM slip away from my fingers.
Yeah. I'd say he definitely has the pace for it. A whole almost second faster than William Master in 2nd. And the rest of the GT3 field based on the qualifying laps. That pace continued.
He's really given a good name for the Ford. But historically, so far, the least popular GT3
In OMEC or in general?
in OMEC. And I don't know, but I've been out of the official game for a while. But in OMEC, not a lot of people drive the Mustang.
That is true.
I do know when it first came out, it was all sorts of messed up, and they had to do some big tire fix, suspension fix, something.
Yeah, its damage model was not correct.
We did just get
it
a
is-
pass. We missed it. We're going to go back. Patrick Cantrell made a pass on Parker Merrill. I think Parker Merrill went off track. Parker Merrill did go off track.
I think so. Yeah.
Off track pass.
That
We'll let
is
him have it.
what it looks like to me.
The 4 GTP drivers, I believe 2 are pro, 2 are AM. Patrick Cantrell's AM, right? Or no, he's pro.
Yeah. Well, there's also no Pro Amp for GTP.
Oh, yeah. Parker just has that in his name because we haven't fixed it.
Yes. Yep. Because we
All
haven't
right.
updated it.
GTP drivers fighting for all the marbles. Don't listen to me.
Parker Merrill wide again, going into the first couple corners.
Parker Mile not having a good time at Thruxton.
I mean, he got those tires really warm on the pace lap, so I can imagine everything beyond that is not going to go super well, especially with how little banking there is. It is all mechanical grip and heating the tires to keep it from sliding out wide.
Yeah, I don't know if we got any super setup people here. Oh, Brody Wallace, he was talking about his setups he actually put time into for Lime Rock. And I'm wondering if he also did that for this track, as he pulls 2.5 seconds ahead of the field, 4 laps in.
I think he definitely at least has the time, his pace down.
This does seem like it would be a pretty easy track to pick up quick if you didn't know it. Besides that last little section, that last chicane at the end. I feel like that last chicane at the end is just kind of lame. It needs to go away. It's probably there to stop people from dying. And I understand that.
That is usually the case.
Yeah. You know what iRacing needs to do?
Mm-hmm.
Let you race the tracks backwards.
Some tracks are like that. You absolutely have that option.
Think about Laguna Seca backwards.
Going up the corkscrew?
Up the corkscrew.
That would be more fun, I think.
It would be fun.
But some cars can't actually drive up the corkscrew. That's then the problem.
Ah, that's true. But that'd be a good way to switch it up. I don't know. iRacing, are you listening? Yeah. I'm available for hire. I'm good. I got the ideas. Talk about gap in the field. Kevin Hayes 10 seconds ahead of Patrick Cantrell.
Wow.
If he can hold it together.
Hayes looking to finally set himself up for a good pull to victory finish.
He does need it.
Sergey Perot closing the distance behind, or to Tyler Roberts and William LeMaster.
Yeah, we got a good little
for the last 2 spots at the podium.
So I was just about to say, I got a little battle going for second, third, and fourth here. I think everyone else is pretty spread out. Hot Dog Water trailing on the rear.
He is, I think, missing a rear bumper.
Hot Dog Water missing a rear bumper?
No, he's not. It's just the way my sim decided to show me something not correct.
I love it.
The car's fine. I'm losing my mind.
The only thing that could have made this race better would be some torrential rain.
No. That would make it worse.
You know, it's funny. For as much as we pissed people off this season for the track schedule, this was the season I chose to only do 1 week rain. I want everyone to know that.
I think
I heard everyone's complaints, and then the track schedule kind of scared people. We're gonna remedy that next season, though. The season of bangers is coming back.
Nothing but bangers. We're gonna have more rain weeks.
Maybe we'll do no rain
as a apology tour.
Oops! All perfect conditions.
See, I like inclement weather though.
Inclement weather is fun. I agree. I like watching it in the broadcast. I'm not a huge fan of racing in it. But basically because I suck. I'm just bad at it. Like I can't.
I get really frustrated.
I don't got the fucking judge to do it. I don't know. And I'll be doing a good time, and I'll be like, oh, these people are all lapping 2 seconds faster than me in the rain. Like, all right, I don't know what I'm fucking doing. Like in the dry, I can practice and get pretty close. In the wet, I'm done. Tyler Roberts getting
good
all
run
over
here.
The back. Yeah, William LeMaster coming around this corner.
Driving up the inside.
This corner has a name and a number. The fucking switcheroo coming into the chicane. Beautiful. Side by side. Couldn't press start finish on that.
Sergey Perot's got to try to pick up on that.
Yeah, it's going to leave him vulnerable. The Perot and the Acura in the back coming here into turn 1. He had his nose poked in there looking like he was going to make a move, but not quite. Tyler Roberts not letting off. Still all over the back of LeMaster. Going to look almost like he's going to make a move there. This is good. Adam Dahl off the track, but came back on.
Yeah, he had a bit of an off there, but he's okay. Mainly the only action on track here are these 3 cars.
which is good. I'm happy there's some action.
Yes.
If you're listening, Roberts or LeMaster, don't crash. Keep this up. Proke is back there, biding his time.
Yes, thank you, Rain. My partner, Rain, is in chat, not Rain, the weather that is not on the track.
What did she say?
An important distinction. Oh, another look. Fakes it this time.
That move through that final chicane was fucking beautiful.
And the return from William Master,
yeah,
it was spicy.
That was some pro level stuff. Which I believe these are pros here, except the AM at the front.
Yes, we have 3 pros, Brody Wallace and AM in the front. And our 2 other AMs are the AMs bookend the field, either in front with Brody Wallace or the 2 in the rear with Harrison Ellis and Adam Dahl. And will have here in a little bit a bit of multi-class action going on for these trio of cars.
Oh boy, Kevin Hayes is going to be coming up.
Kevin Hayes is not far behind these drivers. He's going to have to look to get around them. Thankfully, Thruxton is much wider than Oshersleben that we saw last week.
And I feel like you can just kind of hang it around the outside. Ooh, Roberts LeMaster side by side as Kevin Hayes getting stuck behind him.
Nope, he's going to pick the third line.
No problem. No problem. Roberts in front of LeMaster. They made the pass just as I switched away, of course. Of course. Let's go see where that pass happened. Hold on.
It was a good one. It was a beautiful 3 wide when you involved the multi-class. You can watch it here. They're 2 wide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he just hangs it around.
Man, what great racing. Good job, fellas. That was good shit.
It was very fantastic.
I think, unfortunately, I think that's what Roberts needed. I think he had more pace, and now that he's in front of LeMaster, I think he's going to start to run away with it. And try to hunt down Brody Wallace 8.3 seconds ahead.
Well, William LeMaster did set a faster... No, sorry. Look at this last lap time. Nope. Never mind. Probably not going to happen with the lap times as they are. Tyler Roberts still half a second behind the lap times of Brody Wallace out there in the front.
Tyler Roberts, the highest top speed by 1 mile an hour.
Has to. Ever so slightly, but
also, I don't think he's gonna get away from LeMaster that easy. He's keeping the gap around 7-8 tenths. I think as the tires wear, I think the Porsche stays stronger. I think the Porsche is stronger at the end of the stint.
Yeah, I would say it depends on how much also Tyler is hustling that car right now and burning up those tires, because with the lack of banking throughout pretty much anywhere on this track, it is all mechanical grip, all the tires getting shredded, doing any amount of high-speed cornering. So
that front left is definitely going to take a beating.
Yes.
We got Patrick Cantrell 17 seconds behind Kevin Hayes, now picking his way through this battle for second, third, and fourth. We're about 12 minutes into the race. And there goes the yellow flag. Just kidding. Just kidding. We don't do that here. We do have a crash from Ian Baker.
Ian Baker.
Did he just crash by himself?
He just had a very slow spin. If you go take a look at it. Trying to go through the chicane.
Porsche doing Porsche stuff.
Yep.
Hate to see it.
Down to 7th. Down 2 spots from where he started.
Adam Dahl's now's your chance. Parker Merrill ahead of Cantrell again. When did that happen?
The multi-class traffic. And Parker Merrill being Boulder.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at this on the replay. Oh yeah, Cantrell. Oh, holy shit! Look at that. There you go. There you go.
I don't know exactly if that looked planned. It almost looked like he tried to, locked up the brakes trying to get it slowed down and found the window to keep it from crashing anybody.
I don't know if that was a good pass technically, but it looked pretty fucking cool.
I would say it got done and nobody got hurt, so
That was a good one. If gap.
that is the classic if gap car.
Cantrell not letting him go that easy though. Is sticking on the back of him. Got it back down to within half a second.
Well, you gotta
Cantrell
remember
usually more Parker Merrill. Go ahead.
Did spin earlier, so I think Patrick Cantrell might be waiting for another one.
That's true. He's got those tires a little warmed up. Patrick Cantrell, a lot more patient in traffic, but still has the overall pace when it counts. Like we're about to see coming up here as he sticks the nose on the inside. Is this the chicane, the final corner? It is.
Yep, that is the final couple corners.
Didn't quite
Backs
hold
out
it
of
in
it.
there.
Well,
See, now,
I think it was a fake.
if I was Cantrell, I would not have backed out of it. I would have kept my nose there and then probably died.
Well, that's why
That's why I broadcast.
Yeah, that's why you broadcast. And why
Yep.
Patrick Cantrell is the most patient driver I know.
Yeah, I don't make good decisions, especially in multi-class. I don't know. I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
Fantastic
But,
run
whoa, his
through
back is getting a little loose.
Top corner, loose for Parker Merrill. Patrick Cantrell alongside in this drag race now through Noble. Sorry, I spent all day driving here, and so
I'm happy you know the corners because I have no idea
Yeah.
where we are, but I know. Oh,
As we get through good one, there's a tap.
Save it, saved it.
Parker
Saved it.
Merrill saved
He
it.
saved it.
There's so
Cantrell
much
gave him the place
runoff.
back. Cantrell knew.
Yes.
He did that little tap, gave him the place back, and they are going to continue racing. That's some sportsmanship right there.
Respectful driving.
That was. What a save by Parker Merrill.
Oh my gosh.
That was insane.
I mean, it was fantastic stuff. The nice thing about Thruxton is in all the high-speed corners, there's like 20,000 yards of runoff via grass, so you have plenty of
Absolutely.
room to catch it. It is one of my favorite things about the circuit is that it is so forgiving because you have runoff pretty much everywhere that you need it.
I like a nice non-forgiving circuit.
That's pretty much Long Beach and every other street circuit.
Street circuits are my favorite for that reason. There's no like cheesing of the hopping over the things or the incidents or getting the curb. It's just there. There's the edge of the track.
Mhm.
You get there. If you go too far, you hit the wall. That's it. It's like the great equalizer.
I think Alex Longhauler tossed it in chat. I think it's a fun thing. It's a shame there aren't more themed weeks. Historic race, one's a bit like that.
The one season, we matched them up by country, like the sprint races, because we did Brands Hatch and Snetterton the 1 week. We did Road America and Road Atlanta the 1 week. Monza and Imola were a week. We did do that one season.
Hell yeah.
I like it for the sprint the sprint races.
Hmm.
Also, the 1 year we don't have Belle Isle on the schedule is the 1 year that Belle Isle is on the official schedule this week for IMSA.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever raced Belle Isle in good weather. Same with Sebring.
We did Belle Isle in good weather.
Maybe in the very beginning. Parker Merrill off the track again.
Ah.
Patrick Cantrell is going to seize this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Take that
Great run
inside
there.
line.
I think
And
Parker
good run
Merrill's
on the
tires
exit.
might be a little upset with him.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of sliding.
Yeah, just light on the brakes there.
Meanwhile, Kevin Hayes absolutely running away with it. 30 seconds.
30-second lead.
We'd up that
gap
guy to the
between
all-star level. No longer pro, he's gold.
Are we doing FIA ratings now?
Yeah.
Oh, too wide as Parker Merrill avoids running into either Adam Dahl or
Ooh, the
Patrick Cantrell.
rogue hot dog water to get around. Patrick Cantrell timed that perfectly. That's going to give him a
That he
little
did.
bit of breathing room.
The battle for second and third still pretty close and on. Sergei Perok fell out of that battle.
Oh, yeah, it's behind Saba now. He really fell out of that battle.
Yeah.
What happened to... Oh, he went off track. Let's take a look.
Yeah, he had a really unfortunate snap after oversteer.
Oh, just missed the wall, though.
Yep. And went into that.
Did he hit the
1,000
invisible
yards
wall?
of runoff.
I think he hit an invisible wall.
Yeah, but it doesn't cause any damage, from what I recall.
Oh, that's good. Unfortunate, but back on track.
Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it looks like his car's fine. So.
It looks fine to me for hitting an invisible wall. William Lemaster off track.
Ooh.
It looked like he was just about to catch up to Tyler Robertson there. Just overcooked it a little bit. That's what happens every time I drive the Porsche.
Same corner that caught out Sergei Perok.
Well, that's going to really spread out the field besides these two. These are the only two within a second of each other. All the GT3s are at least 3 seconds apart.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just kind of hot lapping now. This is way less chaotic when there's only 11 cars on the field.
Yeah.
You can really take it all in. We're not missing a thing tonight.
Nope. Live with all of the action.
It does look like it's getting a little cloudy.
It does look like it's
Imagine if it just started raining. That's what this
would
race
be
needs. It needs a safety car or
wild.
something. Bunch everyone back up. We need some action.
We have 10 minutes left to go. You want to spend 5 of those doing a yellow flag?
Yeah. No, we'll do the last 5 so it finishes under yellow. Really alienate the last 11 people that have showed up. You know?
Are you just like soft resetting the league and getting new people in?
Yeah. Only the ones who can handle it can stay.
I don't think that's how we operate.
I don't think so either. I don't think that's a good way to run a league either.
No.
But I don't know. I don't know. 10 seasons is a good run. We'll rebrand. It'll be FMEC. It'll be Fen Motors Endurance Challenge.
Well, would it be Fen or would it be a Chini?
Oh, true. A mech.
AMEC.
AMEC. I like AMEC. Put a little dash in there. A-mech.
A-mech.
Yep. Ooh, Parker Merrill getting all sorts of squirrely. Those back tires have to be cooked.
Yeah, they are very angry by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's not having a good time out there.
Struggling to keep it on the black. There's plenty of runoff there in case he doesn't.
Also, this is what Cantrell does. Just keeps it nice, smooth, controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't do a lot of dumb shit.
Doesn't spin it on the pace lap.
Not that Parker Merrill's doing dumb shit.
No.
It's just that Patrick Cantrell never does dumb shit. Oh, Sergei Perok. Turning in. Parker Merrill's not going to be happy about that one. Could have done without that contact. They're already struggling a little bit.
Super curious as to what.
Parker Merrill's livery looks like he is an offshoot of Hot Dog Water.
It does.
Because all I see is like a skinless hot dog. I think he's done. I think he's done. That's him. He's done.
Tires.
Yep.
Doesn't hurt anybody, but has given up.
Maybe disconnect. That's given up.
No
Down. Every GTP gets a podium tonight. Should we get Nick Terrell in here and congratulate him on his podium?
We did we did do that one season. It was a Sunset Belle Isle.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
that was a good one.
Third there.
So at the very beginning, the first season. Were you here for the first season?
No, but this was a much more recent season. It was GT3 GT4 split.
Oh.
It was both street weeks or street tracks in 1 week.
Also, first season we didn't do Belle Isle either. First season was all free tracks. That was the whole thing to get part of it. Was like, yeah. Doesn't really work. Doesn't really matter.
No.
The track can be free, but people still don't give a shit. They don't like it. Case in point, Snetterton. Oh, Mr. Ink looks like it's getting a little squirrely coming out of that corner. Nick Tyrrell not on pace this evening. Must not be a big Thruxton fan, or he just bought it at about 6:25 and hopped in.
I'm gonna guess that's probably more likely.
If he did, thank you for your service.
Oh, Brody Wallace spinning.
No, not in first place.
At the final chicane and getting slammed by Tyler Roberts.
Oh no. We're watching the replay right now. We're seeing him come. Oh, what an unfortunate spin. Just laps the concentration. He waits back. Oh.
And then target fixation for
literally,
Tyler
is that? Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, I think he thought he had was still pulling forward.
And his back tire is just mangled. Yeah. He's done.
William Laster, thinking he was going to be at the bottom of the podium, finds himself at the top of the podium.
Yeah, look at that. We're going to see Tyler Roberts. Hindsight 2020 decided to shoot for that gap behind him. Strange choice, if I'm being honest.
Because he was rolling forward when Tyler Roberts arrives on the scene.
Was he?
And then he switches and goes into reverse. We're looking at it in slow motion right now.
He was not. He was, listen. He wasn't.
Interesting.
We're slow motion on board with Tyler Roberts right now. He's coming around. He could have a higher POV than me, though, but I don't think so. I can't really. He was not moving. He comes around the corner. Yeah. He's stationary. He decides to go for the small gap, and then Tyler Roberts backs off the track.
It looks like he just makes this decision after realizing if he keeps where he's going, he'll run into him, and then tries to go back past it instead of just staying on that gap.
That was an interesting decision.
It was.
Luckily, still in second. Worked out for him, kind of.
Yeah.
Didn't get a meatball. Wallace is a trooper and still in the race. Took that fast repair.
He's out, came back out on track.
For himself.
Looking to get past Adam Dahl for last.
Ooh, OMEC Porsche in the mix there. Is that
Harrison Ellis?
Ooh, that's for position. Adam Dahl, get the hammer down. You need to get up to P9, buddy. That's a lot of points for Hot Dog Water tonight. It does, when the sun reflects on that back bumper just right, it looks like it's not there.
That might be what I saw the first time.
Yeah, it's like it's the material it's painted or whatever. He is all over the back of Harrison Ellis.
All on a fantastic bit of driving here. Harrison Ellis, I think, has had a bit of a rougher past couple laps.
It's your chance. We're gonna be on board. Adam Dahl, Hot Dog Water is watching this broadcast. Tell him to send it.
Catching up with chat. Alex Longholler agreeing with the choice Tyler Roberts made. I don't think it was a bad call. I think it was just the unfortunate one as Brody Wallace makes a safe move to get out of the racing line.
I'm going to say I think it was a bad call.
I don't think
Not that I would do better.
I don't think you would have had the
No, I'm not saying I would have done better, but it was definitely, it definitely was not a good call. Hindsight. It was a bad decision.
Yeah, hindsight. Obviously, that's you realize when you run into a car that you made the wrong one. But I don't think
depends what your motivation is. I don't know.
Think you could have made one.
Harrison Ellis dipped in the pits. Don't know what happened to him.
I think he might be out of fuel. Or
there's no way he just went out of fuel. He's backing into his pit stop right now.
Well, because I think he had thought his pit stop was further up from practice.
Did he just take a fast repair?
And he didn't stop long. Yeah, well. His car
trying to see if there was a crash. There's a crash after he left pit lane? That's not true. Shut up, SDK. Making me look like a fool.
Yeah, not after you left pit lane.
Yeah, go for it.
So he stops in his pit box for a brief moment and then pulls out again. But his car looks the same as it did when it went in, because I didn't think I saw any damage on it before he entered pit lane.
I guess must have been gas.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll take it. Hot dog water better take it. Hot dog water P6. Maybe the highest finish ever.
For hot dog water? Very
Yeah.
possible.
19 seconds behind P5.
We have a very spread out feel.
We do. Except
Andrei Saba,
Sergey,
Sergey Perok.
he's catching up.
Yeah, he is. I was actually just looking at both of them because I was like, they were not on the podium initially.
I looked, it was a second, now it's half a second. They're catching up drastically.
Well, Sergey had great pace. He was keeping up with William Lemaster and
something
Tyler
had to have happened to
Roberts.
Andre.
I think he might just be letting it. He ran wide on turn 1, hit the grass, and then had to recover it, keep it out of the wall.
What a turn of events. The race that we thought was locked in, we now got Lemaster P1 and Perok P2 in the last couple minutes.
Let's say
Harrison back into the pits, by the way.
interesting.
Left pits again. I wonder if maybe someone's getting a drive through.
Yes. Well, no, that time that was a pit stop. It might be a drive-through though, but Brody Wallace also has a drive-through, and Cooks
getting
into the pit lane. Oh,
We'll see this pit lane entrance. Ooh,
It
real
was-
wide. Ran real wide.
yeah.
All
Into
good. No, you jump out of the way. Run your line. We're all good.
That's beautiful. Not the kind of pit lane entrance you want. Perok pulling ahead
No.
of Saba. Over a second gap. I think everyone's settling in. One more wreck would put Hot Dog Water up into the top 5. Hot Dog Water running on vapors right now.
Vapor dog water.
Why is everyone putting in vapors for fuel? Come on, I would. They can't like that. Does that gallon? I know it does save you time, but does that extra gallon really get you going? I'd fill that bitch up
Did
and send it.
Hot Dog
I hate
Water
fuel saving.
put in enough fuel?
We're about to see people have Kevin Hayes crossing the line. Hot Dog Water looks like he's going very slowly.
Yeah, he is also crossed the checkered flag, as well as Harris and Ellis. William Master
Oh.
taking home P1 for
He made it.
GD3. Brody Wallace as well, getting the checkered flag. Sergey Perok and Andrei Saba also taking up 2 and 3 in GD3.
I was out of feel at the end of that. That was horrifying.
That was pretty good racing. That was got some
That
good
was.
battles there. Really weird, strange ending. A lot of poor decisions were
battles.
made.
A heartbreak for Tyler Roberts over a split decision call.
Literal heartbreak.
Ian Baker, the last 2 cars finish.
Shout out to everyone. Shout out to hold on. Hold on. How do I move? Move to okay, here we go. Shout out to the man doing donuts all in the front straight.
Yo.
Kevin motherfucking Hayes the third.
Oh, I needed more people tonight. I need Nick to start taking some drop weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of people taking drop weeks tonight.
There are.
Every GTP driver got a podium, but only one of them won. And that was Kevin Hayes.
This
You know,
track
I
is
thought it was
awesome.
starting off, going to start off a little rough. A camera was on you in the practice and you spun. And then we decided to watch you for your quali lap and you spun. So I was getting a little nervous.
Oh no, my quali lap was I was pushing real hard to try to get, because this lap's so short, I was doing everything I could to get some extra heat into the tires and just kind of overcooked it, which I would have never run that quick on an outlap normally. In practice, I was trying something different coming through because I ran a 59 last night in practice, and I was like really wanted to see if I could figure out a way to do that on like semi-cold tires in quali. So I was trying something different to that last chicane there when I spun in practice, but it's all good. It worked out.
Yeah, did you see Parker Merrill dying on the pace lap behind you?
I heard
beside
it,
you?
and then I looked in my mirror, and then I saw smoke. So I don't know what he did. I'm assuming he just kind of gassed it, trying to heat up the tires and just flip the rear end around.
Yeah, he pulled a real IndyCar move.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
Well,
but,
I've done a
I
lot.
see it. Hold on, I see it on the broadcast right now. Let me see. Oh yeah, he did exactly what I thought he did. He was just gassed
too much
up
gas.
to try to get some heat in the tires. Yeah, the first lap here is hairy on cold tires. Real sketchy. There's not a lot of grip on this circuit, so when there's no heat in the tires, it just pushes like crazy, or it's super loose. But once they come up to temp, man, this car on this track is hilariously fun.
How do you feel about Thruxton for everyone that did not show up tonight or pay money for this rando track? Was this good for GTP, GT3 racing?
I already owned it. Yeah, honestly, because the pace gap was big enough and the track is pretty wide. There was never a point. I mean, like just like how every multi-class track, there's places you don't overtake and can't. But like Spa has places in the GTP you don't want to overtake if you're sending it in late. So I thought it was perfectly fine. Some of the speed differentials a little scary on that flat out. Well, I was going to say the flat right-hander. There's like 8 of those here. The super fast right-hander towards the end of the lap, I think it's turn 8 at the bottom of the hill where you kind of cut the corner. We were probably 40 miles an hour faster through there than the GT3s. They have to get off throttle, and we're flat out shifting from 6th to 7th through there. There's a couple times coming through there where you're kind of like, you're either deciding if you want to send it around the outside, which I don't think the car has enough grip to do because the camber is off camber, or the corner's off camber. So it makes you think, but I don't think this track is bad at all for multi-class, to be honest. I'll say it's better than Oshlerbillen for multi-class. I'm excited to see what Kansas produces.
Yeah, what's your strategy? What's the setup strategy for the infamous Kansas Roval?
I'm probably going back to my Pocono setup for there. We'll see. The setup I ran here was almost the same as my Phillip Island setup. I just changed the differential a little bit to make it a little more loose.
This does kind of seem like a Phillip Islandy track.
That's exactly kind of how I felt about it. I was like, a lot of high speed, a lot of like off throttle back on, but in like 4th and 5th gear. But the car was a little tight, so I played with the differential a little bit to get it to be a little bit looser on and off throttle. But honestly, I've ran mostly the same setup at almost every track this season, just playing a little bit with the suspension and the differential to tune the oversteer. I love this car. This Ferrari's a blast, man. I feel very comfortable with it now. So,
have you given any thought about joining Fenn in the booth next season?
It's probably happening if Fenn wants to do it with me. If Fenn would have me.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if Fenn is committing to 2 broadcasts a week currently. That's a lot.
What's happening?
Well, Ofuck's almost done.
Kevin might take my spot next season. I might race.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he doesn't back out.
I am moving, and I don't know what my internet wiring situation is going to be, so I'm a little nervous about committing. And GT3s are not my favorite. I'm sure with the new tires, the new tires are going to make them feel great, and I would like them. But I've always preferred downforce cars, and if I need to take a couple weeks to figure out my internet situation and get it working properly at my new place, I know I can broadcast on Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? I just don't necessarily want to race on Wi-Fi.
Certainly.
So I need a little bit of SDK training, but
Good
I'm
news.
also volunteering to.
Good news, Kevin Hayes.
What's that?
I have no idea how to use SDK, and I've been crippling
I know
along.
it
Great.
shows on the broadcast.
2 weeks ago, Fen taught me some cool tricks. Forgot all of them, but I do know in the moment they were pretty neat.
So
Yeah.
we can talk about this, I think, a little more, not in the middle of the broadcast. An
Sure.
idea I have, since I'm already doing the broadcasting and actual production work for OFUC, I could also do it if it was just Kevin Hayes and I in the booth for OMEC next season.
Oh boy,
I think the people want to hear the voices.
my replacements are coming, and you heard it here, folks. Heard it here first.
I'm also gonna
Sultry voices of Kevin Hayes and Fettuccine. Everyone's tired of my voice anyways. It's time for me to make my exit.
I have a safety car procedure that would work for multi-class.
Yeah.
Because I'm-
snap.
Coming here, Fen will
know.
know how to use SDK. Kevin Hayes won't be like Chris Kraus with the safety cart.
No, and I've got the little Steam Deck mobile app, so I can get all the controls set up for it. It's really just you
that's
let
beautiful.
people do whatever. You just tell everyone to. You do it like real life, where you don't use the stupid controls in iRacing. You just tell people to go and do it, and you clear black flags. It's really not that hard.
See, this is next season is the Fen said it first. It's the apology run. We're gonna have all bangers, good weather, and Kevin Hayes approved safety car procedures. It's gonna be a hell of a season.
I think we can make it happen.
I think we can.
I think so.
All right. Well, we're gonna get you back out there so you can practice for Kansas.
Thank you. I haven't ran this road course ever. So
We'll
this
see
is
if there's
gonna be
more than 4 GTPs. You might have some competition.
fun. I'd hope I don't, and I hope there's more. I hope there's more people out there, and I hope I win by 30 seconds again. And I hope Nick finishes 8.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, I can't drag you out, buddy.
Oh, see ya.
Drag yourself out. Get out of here. Can I not drag other admins around? I don't know.
Probably not. 'Cause you're on the same.
All right, we're gonna take a little intermission. Go grab yourself some snacks and stuff while I get the next server set up. And me and Fen will be back in the booth shortly. Goodbye, sir.
All right. See you a sec.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I'm gonna get back in the booth. There it is. We're in the booth. I'm back with Fettuccine. Now, I've been watching this practice session for a little bit, eating some Pringles, and this shit is diabolical. Who designed this track? There is no the transition from the oval to the road. Just the cars are just dive bombing through that, sparks flying, wheels coming off the ground. The GTPs especially.
From what I've seen, it almost looks like people just kind of stay on the apron into banking.
You have to, and then how do you get it? But when you get out of it,
you just
really gotta clunk on there.
Yeah.
What's crazier? Would you like to know a fun fact about Kansas Roval?
I would love to know a fun fact about Kansas Roval.
IMSA did race here 1 year.
1 year.
One year, let me tell you. It was an old year. It was back in the days, I'm guessing, where they had 4x4 suspension to do that fucking transition. Hold on.
Back when they had all-wheel drive as well? Like, you're talking 80s or earlier? Or?
I said that fun fact like it would sound like I had it pulled up because I didn't think it would be that hard to find. But hold on. IMSA Kansas Roval year. Should ask ChatGPT. Oh, not that long ago. 2001. Oh, no. Oh, wait, that's the Roval in Charlotte. Jesus, why is this so hard? I might just ask ChatGPT. It wasn't made in 2001. That's not true. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. What's the Rolex sports car series?
Rolex Sports Car Series?
Oh yeah, basically old IMSA.
Yeah, it is pre-IMSA.
Okay, so yeah, 2001. Not as old as I thought.
So Grand Am went there.
Yeah, Grand Am. What's
different than IMSA?
I didn't know IMSA was that new. IMSA's only been around post 2013.
Yeah, it was after. I think it's Grand Am and Le Mans formed into one, and IMSA is the American side of it.
Well, be damned.
Le Mans, American Le Mans series, whatever variant of Le Mans that is here in the States, and Grand Am formed into.
Is
one.
this
ALS? Yes, American Le Mans series.
Is this where GT1 cars raced in? Like the ones that are in iRacing, the Aston and the Corvette and the...
That would be the ALMS, technically.
Man, I don't know any of that.
GT1s, GT2s were there as well. Yeah.
Mazda was in the Grand Am.
Yeah.
GX. What Mazda?
The Mazda prototype was pretty.
I'm a big Mazda fanboy. I was a big Mazda fanboy when they had the DPI cars in IMSA. I watched those religiously, and then they dropped out.
Yeah.
Justice for Mazda prototypes. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, wow. I really wish the GT1 cars, it wouldn't just be a dead series. Because I would love if we could do those for a season.
I would love to do a GTE series. Like
GTE goes good with GT3 as a multi-class.
No.
Funny enough, they do.
I'm sure they do. I don't want to run those. GT3 gets run enough. I don't want to run GT3s.
But here's the problem. We have to. GT3 has to be
Oh,
here every season, or we'll die. I'm saying for OMEC.
For your, sorry, yeah, that makes sense. For OMEC, absolutely. It would be fantastic if you could do a GT1. And GTE would work well with GT3. I'm just saying, in general, bar everything, I would love to run a GTE series.
Yeah.
Separate. Just in its own vacuum.
GTEs are real pleasing to drive. They're good
They
shit.
are. Everything I like about GT3s and everything I like about prototypes in one car, which is funnily enough not a car I like more than either of those things, but one I like along the same place.
Spin by Patrick Cantrell on quali lap.
Oh, coming out into the
This is a rough
out
track.
of the hairpin.
Thruxton was way better.
Both-
Thruxton or
both are
Kansas
fantastic
Roval?
tracks.
Which would you think this is a fantastic track? Did you
This
truly
track?
believe that with all your heart? Yeah.
The Thruxton is a fantastic track, or is this a fantastic?
No,
track?
this. You said they're both fantastic
They're both
tracks.
fantastic. Yeah, I think this one's
This is
fantastic.
no. This is a diabolical track. The fact that you
Why is it
can't get back.
diabolical?
You can't get back on the oval after the road course part.
Yeah, it's part of the challenge.
That's not a challenge. It's just bad track design.
Yeah, an oval track is not designed for road coursing.
Excuse me. Daytona does it pretty damn well.
Yeah, Daytona's been doing it since they
And
formed
Charlotte.
it. Again, been doing it since they
And
formed it.
literally, honestly, I'll go ahead and say every other Roval except Kansas. This is the only one where I've seen that happen. That's a rough corner by Patrick Cantrell. Going to go ahead and clip a couple of those cones.
Kevin Hayes doing something similar.
You know what would make this race better?
Yeah.
Just a torrential downpour of rain.
Didn't we say this about Thruxton literally like an hour ago?
Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
How do you feel about the hairpin infield, though?
I think it's like the best part of the Daytona Roval without all the other fluffy bullshit.
I still hold my opinion to this day. No one would give a shit about Daytona if it didn't have like the historic race tied to it.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, like
It'd be lame.
if they'd been not racing there forever, it's the same with Sebring. Like,
Yeah.
if it hadn't been racing there forever, they would be racing somewhere else.
I don't know. Sebring's still a pretty good road course. Daytona doesn't have a lot of redeeming features. If anything, I would say this is a more interesting Roval than Daytona.
Why is this one more interesting?
There's no bus stop, which are the worst corners in
To be-
racing in general. The
Why
only
are they the
track
worst
that has
corners?
because I suck at them.
Okay, that doesn't mean
But the only track
Other than
where
this
the
one.
bus stop is good is Watkins Glen. The rest of them can all fuck off. Because the only reason they add them is so people don't die. It's just like,
it's almost like it's a valid reason for it.
well,
adding
yeah,
them,
but
because
it
they don't want
doesn't.
people to fucking
It
die.
doesn't make good racing. I suppose in the fact that people don't die, that's probably good racing.
Yeah, that usually is better racing when everybody gets to go home.
But in iRacing, no one dies. And so
You don't know
therefore, the bus stops are
could-
pretty lame. they don't
People have
die because there
seizures.
wasn't a bus stop because they were going too fast on the straight.
That's yeah. But at the same time, I think the bus stop at Daytona at least makes the oval part marginally more interesting.
How about the bus stop at the 2018 Charlotte Roval with those fucking sausage curbs that will just destroy you? Have you never raced that?
I don't think I have, and it sounds like a good deterrent to not destroy them.
Oh, but it doesn't because it coaxes you into taking them as fast as possible. Because like, if you bounce your car over them just right, you can take it like flat out. But if you get it wrong, you destroy your car. But it really triggers that part of my brain. I'm like, all right, well, I got to keep practicing this until I can take it flat out because you can in GT4 cars, anyways.
Well, yeah, GT4 cars, depending on which one you have, also can eat sausage curbs for breakfast and still have plenty of room to be perfectly drivable.
GT4 cars are the best car on the surface.
They're good. I think they're definitely one of the most undervalued series.
They're pretty
Cars.
good. They're just, if people would just be more into driving slow cars.
I think that's across the board. That if
They're
people
pretty
didn't
good.
want to always drive the fastest thing ever, TM.
Which I don't really like GTPs. I don't like prototypes that much. LMP2 is still good. I think it's the goated prototype.
Patrick Cantrell doing some donuts.
Yeah, just hanging out. He got tons of screen time. 6 uninterrupted minutes of Patrick Cantrell.
As we talk about.
William Lemaster's done. The only one out there, as usual, Nick Tyrrell. He gets the practice in.
Well, he's got to figure it out. Much like I confirmed it after the race. Thruxton was one he had bought half an hour ago
Hell yeah.
prior to the race.
Hell yeah.
So probably like that. Just getting a feel for the track, where to push, where not to.
Brody Wallace has not qualified yet. We're going to see if he'll come out as strong as he did in Thruxton. It's not a good sign.
He DC'd. I don't think he's here.
Oh, no.
I think he decided to say, nope, I'm not doing it.
He bought the track and everything and then left.
It's
How
what I'm
it
seeing.
goes.
It may not be true. I don't know.
With 3 minutes to go, we're going to bring in live Adam Dahl.
Oh, hello.
Hello. What do you think of the Kansas Roval?
I kind of like it, to be honest.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What about compared to Thruxton?
I like Kansas Speedway. The Roval. I'm not going to talk about Thruxton because I don't want to say words on here that would get me fined by the FIA.
You finished, I think, your highest finish ever.
If I recall correctly, I was the first of the amateurs, all 3 of them.
Yeah, 6 overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what is there to complain about? You did fantastic.
Oh, I am glad to have finished well. I'm just going to complain about the track.
I need a top ranking 1 to 4. Well, you rank them in order. You've got Snetterton, Thruxton, Sebring, and Silverstone.
Wow. I'm going to put Silverstone on top, Sebring
Ooh.
second,
Ooh.
and then I'm going to put the other 2 tied for third.
That was a really spicy rating, and that's what I needed Fend here.
I do love giving
Why?
spicy ratings.
Why did I need to hear this?
I don't know.
You're probably the person that's going to get more upset about
It just seemed
that
it just seemed
ordering.
pretty good that he put. I don't know. Sebring and Silverstone were on
was-
top.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a rise out of you somehow. You're too level headed.
It's got to
There's
take a lot.
no spicy opinions coming from Fenn. There's no arguments. I need some.
I've already said my spicy opinion.
I
don't like
gotta
Sebring.
find what you're passionate about, Fenn.
What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about a lot of things. I don't have like a passionate distaste for an iRacing track.
You should. There needs to be one that you really hate.
The closest one I have is Sebring.
I mean, that is true. You do have a lot of negative things to say about Sebring.
I do, because it's bad. It is objectively bad for sim racing.
Worse than Kansas Roval?
I think Kansas Roval has the least elevation change that makes it at least somewhat exciting.
Can you
in
believe
terms of banking.
only 2 GTPs qualified for the Kansas Roval?
2 of them also tried.
It's just too much to handle. We do have a full sold out show here for the OMEC race. The stadiums are packed.
They are excited to be here.
Wow, we
I
almost
don't
had
see any of them.
we almost had a 12-car field, but then Brody dropped out. Who's here that wasn't here? Oh, Kurt Bray. Kurt Bray back in the mix. Is he part of he's the hot dog water crew?
Yes, he's the other driver of the hot dog water team.
We're gonna pull him in. Kurt, where were you at Thruxton? My guy.
I apologize.
Thanks.
You might
Fenn's
have
really
pissed
upset
off.
about it.
I'm sorry, Finn. I apologize.
It'll be all right. I'm not actually that upset.
You might have a couple angry hot dogs coming to get me back here soon.
Yeah, it's the same ones that we're angry about.
Well, they
Us
can't. That's the
borrowing
thing. They can't
Adam.
get you back.
Shout out the hot dog picture.
You tell the hot dog picker that you guys both consented for this to happen.
I am here against my will.
All right. Well, we'll send you back to. It's there. There it is. Goodbye. All right, we got this grid walk. 11 people once again.
11 drivers.
I
A
got the-
change of one car from Thruxton to the Kansas Roval, starting with our 4-car GTP field. Kevin Hayes back on pole again with a 105.960. Second, Nick Terrell up from his P4 start of the Thruxton circuit, now into second as the other GTP to qualify. Both Patrick Cantrell and Parker Merrill both unable to set a time in the qualifying session. William Master leading off GT3s after a fantastic finish at Thruxton due to late race incidents involving Tyler Roberts and Brody Wallace. Andre Saba sharing the front row of that grid with William Master. Ian Baker and Tyler Roberts are on row 2 and 3rd and 4th. Adam Dahl in 5th. Yep. And alongside Harrison Ellis, a 1/10 difference between those two drivers on the 3rd row of the grid. Kurt Bray, our 7th and final GT3 driver, to round out the GT3 grid.
Luckily, we traded Mustang for Mustang.
We did, in fact, trade No, we didn't. We traded Mustang for Acura.
Oh, I thought Kurt Bray's not. He was in the Mustang last season.
Yes, he's been in the
Switched to
Acura.
the. He chose a good paint for the Acura.
I mean, he did. He chose one of the fantastic OMEC paints made by the lovely Patrick Cantrell.
Paints by Patrick TM. What's the cost to trademark something? Because we need to trademark that.
It depends on
Paints
what
by
state you
Patrick
trademark.
is great. He can even have his sponsor on his paints.
It's true. But I think it depends on what state you want to trademark it in. Which would be what related legal fees you have for processing that and also putting it into the
That
system.
was a big sneeze. The cheapest state. I'll Google that later.
Let's say Google it.
Do I have to live
and
in
then
the
you'll find
state?
out.
Do I have to live in the
You
state?
have to have a legal address in the state.
Oh,
Somebody who
shit.
is willing to check mail for you is how legal it needs to be.
Well,
At
we got a
places you
lot
can send
of
thing.
OMEC agents scattered throughout the country. Luckily, so
We do.
we got some good choices. And some of them are sleeper cells. They don't know they're part of OMEC yet until they hear their trigger phrase.
Or they've just not joined you.
If you go around in public and just start saying Sebring is a bad track, they'll activate.
That's what I'm here to do.
Yeah. Have you met one yet in real life?
Not yet.
Do you often go around in public saying how Sebring is a bad track?
I don't bring it up too often. I do bring it up whenever somebody asks me which track I like the least, and then I have to say it's Sebring, and then they look at me like I'm insane, and then I have to go, because it sucks. Because it's a bad track. 'Cause I don't like it.
I guess if it was a real crash from Kurt Bray. I don't think so.
No, it was not. It
Well,
was, in fact,
kind of.
it was he just kind
He was being a little silly. That
Yeah.
pace car dived off, ripped off its bumper in the process as it rolls into the pit lane. And we have these 4 GTPs, the one skinless hot dog in the back.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag, and there they go. Cantrell gets a slow start. Kevin Hayes, a slower start. Nick Terrell,
Oh,
comes up
contact.
to push Nick Terrell on the outside, and Kevin Hayes is going to have a compromised inside line here for the first corner. That skinless hot dog
Merrill.
trying to poke his way up into P2. Nick Terrell gonna close the door, but doesn't make that happen. Spins out instead, and Kevin Hayes
all
pulls off.
the GT3s.
Whoa, we got GT3s
Make it.
spinning. Andre Saba and Tyler Roberts getting into it, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And like once again, we got William Master up the front. Ian Baker in second place. Adam Dahl, fucking hot dog water P3. Shout out to him. I swear, hot dog water pit crew. If you didn't just put an extra fucking gallon of gas in the car this time,
He did.
I'm gonna.
I did
Okay, good.
confirm
I'm gonna
that.
come
In
down there and
between-
slap him.
In between the races, he has added specifically half a gallon. Not a full gallon, but half a gallon.
Also, now that I see blimp view and like how the lines are painted, I think that is the line to stay on the apron.
Yeah.
Do you get an off track if you go up on the banking before it is?
I don't think you do.
You should.
I don't think you do. It's just not, I think, ideal to have your car not lose parts of it.
Interesting. Well, in a surprising turn of events, we're going to stay here. Hot Dog Water P3. Please don't choke. Got Harrison Ellis behind you.
The
Kevin Hayes
Nick
kind
Terrell.
of running off into the sunset.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what happened to Nick Terrell. He wasn't second.
We got him on the back on the broadcast race start. He just kind of fucked up.
Oh, he got a little loose. That's right.
Yeah.
I was busy watching GT3s, make sure nobody else died.
Yeah, we got that on the broadcast. It was real professional. Nick Tyrrell.
Where'd he go?
Well, we got Kevin Hayes bumping Nick Tyrrell, and then Nick Tyrrell trying to close the door on Parker Merrill in the skinless hot dog car, and then rear brakes locked up a little bit. That was all she wrote.
Oh, Parker Merrill getting passed by Patrick Cantrell. Got locked up coming out of the infield.
We're going to take a look at the replay right now. Yeah, just trying to get that left turn made. Not quite. And then, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that entrance to the banking is crazy.
It is crazy.
That was rough. Parker Merrill's mechanics must get paid a lot. They're always fixing that car.
He's
rough on it.
I mean, it's racing. Racing is always rough on
You know
cars.
what we could have done? We could have done the infield course only. That's an option.
I think that would have been fantastic.
It just would
For
have been
this
two
many- for
drag
these many
races
cars?
back and forth. It would have been great for this field.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's pretty wide. We're on the blimp view of Adam Dahl, but you can see up here where it's the right and then the left. You would just keep going right. You can see the cutout for it. Just another right there. You dive off.
Before you get back
All
onto
right,
the oval.
season 11. You know, we've already tanked participation, so I think season 11, we should only do oval track infields. Do
you want to keep tanking participation?
No, I wish
Because-
everyone would show up for that. Can you imagine like a 40-car field for an entire season only on oval infields? A broadcasting perspective, that would be fantastic. What makes for a good broadcast, like what makes for a really entertaining broadcast for me, is really painful and not enjoyable to race on. But like it'd be really fun to see. If only the 50 people that showed up made money, they'd probably do it.
Certainly.
Well,
How does it drive off of your
Hot Dog
banners?
Water is just he's pulling away from Ellis. He is not only pulling away from Ellis, kind of catching up to Baker a little bit. He is P3 on merit.
You're being given ideas in the stream chat of Red Skogan, which I would agree. It is fantastic to broadcast. It is not a good multi-class track.
We
It's
went there,
fantastic if
didn't
you're
we?
in a single class.
We went
that's
there.
pretty slow.
Uh,
We did go there. That's right.
JCG Stealth.
This-
you
this
go back
season,
in the
yeah.
season 10 playlist. You'll see it.
Yeah.
We went there.
Yeah, we've been there. Sorry.
Yeah, we
I
broadcast
realized
it.
We fucking broadcasted it.
People didn't like it.
I P2'd there.
Oh yeah, that's right. You raced
That was my
there.
last race before I decided to retire to the
Jesus
booth again.
Christ. Yeah, that did him in.
Boy, howdy.
Even Fenn hated the schedule so much he's here broadcasting. He's like, this shit sucks.
No.
You think
I
I'm
did it
gonna
'cause
race
I
I'm gonna race the last half of the season? I don't think so.
I didn't want to not race. I just also wanted to broadcast.
Well,
That way you wouldn't be doing it by yourself.
I'm happy you like to broadcast.
I do love to broadcast.
I think you and Kevin in the booth are gonna be unstoppable. I think that's gonna
It's
I think that's gonna box me out for life.
We won't box you out for life. We'll pull you back in. You'll be our new the driver
Yeah, that's true. I can be the driver. I think me and Chris Kraus need to make a team.
You should.
We'll be the
Absolutely
we'll be the
should.
washed up broadcaster team.
The washed broadcaster who's gone back to racing.
Yeah.
Fenn retiring to the booth. Name a more iconic combo. Yeah, it is. That is pretty iconic. That is, in fact, literally what I've done.
But everyone has
Podium
been,
one race in a league and then say I've done enough and go broadcast.
You're basically Julian Palmer.
That's yeah.
You know, I don't know how you watch F1 races, but if you watch on the F1 TV app, it's really funny. Like the other broadcasters, like David Coulthard, they'll put like his number of podiums in the box on the side. It's like David Coulthard, 31 podiums, James Hinchcliffe, whatever races he won, everything. And then Julian Palmer, it's always just 35 races. No wins or like anything. It's just he participated in 35 races. That's the only stat we could find for Julian Palmer. Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Oh, we got... there was a GT3s dive on each other. I believe that was Kurt Bray. Kurt Bray getting dived on by Harrison Ellis.
Harrison Ellis, yes.
We're going to take a look at this one more time.
It was a fantastic dive.
Oh,
Door got left open.
Ellis just took it on the outside.
What?
Yeah, Ellis. Bray's in the Acura. Did Bray make the dive?
No, Ellis made the dive.
No, Ellis was on the outside. Ellis is in the Porsche.
The lap I'm looking at. Am I just in
Wrong lap.
3,000
buddy.
years behind?
I don't know.
No, I'm on the right lap. You're looking at the they've been passing back and forth.
Oh, have they? We've just been missing
They
it?
have been.
Shit.
Yeah. So if you go to the next lap, because they've done it again, they pass each other a second time.
If only I knew how to do that.
For goodness.
Kurt Bray playing the team game, fighting with Ellis, back them up so Dahl can run away with P3.
That is a fantastic. And P1.
That would be the team game.
In GT3 AM.
Man, you guys need to. Me and Chris are gonna have the best strategy. It's gonna be like Ferrari strategy every day. We're gonna fuck it up. Kurt Bray going wide to let that GTP by, and that let Ellis sneak up on the inside. Tried to close it up on the banking. That was beautiful.
Okay.
Does Parker Merrill keep crashing?
No.
I've got 3 little red lines that say he crashed, then one say he's jumping to the pits.
He did, in fact, hard on the brakes.
Oh yeah, he could not get that
teleport
last
pits.
corner figured out.
He
just
did not. He's given up.
He's given up. That last corner was his Achilles heel. You hate to
Last
see
corner
it?
of the infield. To
Yeah, that's true.
specify.
It's a good specification. There is Andre Saba sneaking up the back of Harrison Ellis. Ooh, Kurt Bray going wide on the infield, almost losing it, holding it together. This is a good track for the blimp cam. TM.
It is.
Ooh, Andre Saba
It's a battle.
shoots into Ellis. No problem. Are you talking about P1 and P2? Ian Baker and William
P1.
Lemaster?
Yeah. Ian Baker, William Master. A duel for...
With Kevin Hayes sneaking through currently.
Yeah.
Kevin Hayes says, don't mind me. Only 5 seconds ahead of the field. Get your shit together,
Patrick
Kevin.
Cantrell.
GTP drivers all looking like a good podium for all of them tonight. We spraying champagne on each other.
Just like half-heartedly, because they just have to finish to get the podium, so...
Like that one F1 race back in the day where like they had the wrong tires. You know the race I'm talking about? There's like 2 sets of tires. Yeah, and like everyone on the one tire, it was unsafe, so they didn't race, and there was literally like the people on the podium, that's the only time they were ever on the podium, just because they were the only ones racing, and it was like them spraying the champagne on the podium. They were excited as fuck. Baker almost at the back of Lemaster. Looks like Lemaster braked a little bit, let GTP drive by. Robertson Bray switching positions because Kurt Bray spun Mr. Kurt Bray. Let's go. Let's take a look at that spin. It was that same spot where he was getting loose.
Yep. Hits the curving, gets loose, spins it around.
Right in front of his teammate. Adam Dahl, leaving
No,
him
right for Andre
vulnerable.
Saba.
Well, yeah, but Adam Dahl was in the picture in the broadcast.
Okay.
What I said didn't make any sense, but it looked good on the broadcast. Dahl is now going to be under threat from Andre Saba. Andre Saba 4 seconds in and closing the gap. Baker and Lemaster still on each other. GTPs are doing GTP stuff.
There is
So,
love
like
seeing
wildly
the
different
defensive-
lines.
Yeah, the defensive line out of Lemaster to keep the track position. Ian Baker going high on the high line to get the better exit, but then has to catch up, or not run into the back end of William Lemaster.
Also, you got to smash through that embankment. If you take the high line, I'm not sure how much faster it actually is.
That's true. Indy 2007 is what we're being cited as the race where only people on one set of tire managed to race successfully.
Oh, was it not even F1? Was it IndyCar?
I don't think it was
Or was F1 raced at Indy?
F1. Everyone hasn't raced at Indy yet.
I think
Many
that
years.
happened. Yeah, it was many
It has
years ago.
happened.
It was that
It
race.
was-
Commenter, please tell us. Chat.
Chat will tell us. F1 at Indy in 2007.
Oh shit, that's right.
Look at you go.
What a guy.
I just don't expect F1 to ever come back to IndyCar or Indianapolis.
Indy road course, trash.
Indy, anything outside of the 500. Kind
Yeah,
of garbage.
the road course.
Indy 500.
Also, because the road course runs the opposite direction of the oval, which I also just hate.
That doesn't bother me. That bothers me way less.
Than
then-
just how shitty the track is in general. It's because
boring.
it's also extremely wide. The wider the track,
random
the
yellow
more
flag.
the more boring. Yellow flag? Yes.
No, don't actually throw one.
Chris Kraus paging Chris Kraus. Chris Kraus not in the booth, but he better have this on in the background for the views.
All right, battle for the lead in GT3, still riveting, still going on. Andre Saba on the back end of Adam
Yeah,
Dahl,
about to pass him.
about to pass him.
Throw that defensive line, Adam Dahl. You can do it.
He's got the inside line of NASCAR 3 and 4.
Is he going to let him pass, or is he going to take? He's going to take the inside line. He's going to take the defensive
taking the
line. He's not
inside
going to let him pass. And Andre Saba also poking his nose in. That does not look like a
Both
defensive
run
line.
wide.
Andrew
Both
Saba
make
breaks
way on.
early, trying to get the run.
No,
Adam Dahl
doesn't break
runs
enough,
wide,
though.
side by side. Adam Dahl's not going to let him have it through that second corner of the infield. I'm sure it has a name. Is he going to take the defensive line? He's going to squeeze him a little bit. Looks like Andrew Saba's going to have it here, coming up to the hairpin. Ooh, he breaks a little early.
Breaks a little early, but then
Runs
Contact.
hot dog water wide. Andre Saba did not turn in like Adam Dahl was expecting him to there. That was a little...
yeah, I don't think he got it slowed down enough, and then that contact happened as he expected him to flow through that corner.
That's okay. Light contact. Not a huge deal.
Not a terrible deal, but will impact that machine. As Tyler Roberts now in the mix.
It's a BMW. It's never really going to make it anyways. But
Hopes dashed for the hot dog water pit crew.
there's still half the race left.
It's true.
You know, Brody Wallace thought he had it in the bag and then didn't.
It's true. He did, in fact, spin in the
Same
chicane
thing could
and
happen.
Slammed by Tyler Roberts. Speaking
And
of, at the tail end of this group of cars.
Not saying Andre Saba is a bad driver, but Andre Saba hasn't had the cleanest season. He's got caught up in little things. He's made a little bit of maybe reckless decisions, maybe poor decisions. So there is a chance Andre Saba could still lose it. But Tyler Roberts
Yeah.
behind him is also going to be another foe he has to fight.
It's true. And Tyler Roberts is looking to have a better race than Thruxton. And the in hindsight, poor decision.
Yeah. See, Tyler Roberts also makes poor decisions, so you never know.
Oh, almost gets in.
Almost took him out right there.
there.
I like that
Definitely
the
something
lap
happened
times
with-
for the GTPs are almost the same for this track as they are Thruxton.
Yeah,
Like,
about
I know
5 seconds.
I know
Sorry.
5 seconds is a lot, but it's still pretty similar. I think it's funny that it's within 5 seconds.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's about the same amount of track length.
Is it? If only there was someone to pull up a fun fact and tell me, ooh, Tyler Roberts just keeping his nose there in the vortex of danger.
Yeah.
Not
Backs
really,
out of it.
not a good way to make it pass. That's all I'm saying.
Not in that corner. It's like trying to dive up the inside of Daytona. You know, much similar
That's true.
place.
But also not in any corner. That's my pet
Annabelle
peeve.
runs wide.
Yeah, that's my pet peeve on how people pass. Like if you're gonna stick your nose in there, you gotta actually send it. Don't just hang around at my rear quarter panel. You know? Maybe that's how you also pass.
I don't think it's how I pass. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
usually fuck it up.
yeah, I mean, that's my whole life. I was trying to look up the length of this track. I know the length of the oval is 1.5 miles. Oh wow, it opened in 2001. It's a pretty young track. Would you believe it only cost $287 million?
That makes sense.
Seems a little
The
cheap.
config length for the road course is 2.37
Oh,
miles.
Kevin Hayes, fucking it up. Kevin Hayes, everyone.
He's
Everyone.
And Patrick Cantrell gets by. Poor Harrison Ellis though has to
It was
check up.
that transition from the oval to the road. It's horrible. Told you it's diabolical track. This was the Kevin Hayes track. Ooh yeah, Ellis did get caught up there, and Patrick Cantrell in for the lead.
He's not for the lead, but he has to hold on to it. Kevin Hayes has the better lap time.
Well, once Kevin Hayes crashes, unless he's worked on his mental game recently, he has a habit of falling apart once the first thing goes wrong.
Just to let you know, road course configure length is 2.37 miles. Thruxton Circuit is 2.35.
Wow.
So it makes sense.
Does
The
make
lap time
sense.
is about the same. There's a couple more sharper corners here than there are at Thruxton. So it makes sense that this lap time is about 5 seconds slower for these GTPs and closer to 10 seconds. Or, no, another 5 seconds, sorry, for the GT3s. So
How do you feel about Hockenheim ring?
the, like...
Or no.
current layout,
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
not bad.
I always think I
all
really am going to like that track, and then I end up not liking it at all.
I
Which, again,
love
I think it's just because I suck at it.
the, like... It's fun. I think it's fun in older machinery. It's okay in modern stuff, but I think like the old Lotus 79s, the IMSA vintage stuff really are fun cars to take on that track because of like the super tight hairpin, you know.
I think that needs
good.
to be season 2 of Oh Fuck.
What, Lotus 79s?
Nah, 49s.
49s?
Yep.
That might be doable.
Multi-class
More
open
doable than
wheel,
anything.
79s and 49s.
Multi-class open wheel anything sounds horrific.
You know what
Like-
what multi-class sounds fun that no one would ever show up to?
What?
Street stocks and Legends cars on road courses. Would be a banger.
Street stocks and
And Legends.
34 Coops Legends?
Yeah.
Yeah,
on
I
road
think the
courses.
Well, I mean, that's what my Wednesday league is 34s right now, the Legends on road courses.
Yeah, now add in street stocks.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
But also
Alright.
you need like a grid of like 50 cars.
Yeah. Battle for the lead still going on.
Yeah, they're still just hanging out. Kevin Hayes didn't learn his lesson. He's going to take that same line, even though he's going to be stuck behind the Porsche. See, his mental state is deteriorating. You can tell.
He's still kept the gap within 2 seconds.
He has, but he's not. He's getting caught up.
He's being patient.
I don't know. You're giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I kind of have to. I do have to share an entire booth with him next season.
That's true.
And I'm not driving like you are.
Man, you're about to see the best drive of your life.
I hope so.
I'm gonna take that GT3. I petition that I should be put in the amateur field.
I would say,
The problem is I'm pro.
well, then make the case that you're now an amateur driver because you haven't practiced in so long.
Yeah, it's true. R.I.P. Bob Lindell. He used to be the one that made those decisions.
Who makes the decisions now?
I don't know.
Could it also be Bob Lindell?
It's a good question. I think it might be Kevin Hayes. I think he kind of took over Bob's code. I think Bob's been trying to show people his code, but then hasn't or tried.
Good run out of
what a good
the
switchback.
first turn, but doesn't have the room. William Master holds on to the lead. Ian Baker, though, smelling blood in the water. Sorry to bring us back to racing for a moment.
I almost forgot we were watching a race, to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
That snapped me back in. Well, there's not a lot going on. What am I?
That's true. Yeah, what is he talking about?
Dahl has.
Okay,
You know what has been going on? Adam Dahl's still holding off Tyler Roberts. We kind of discounted him there. We thought Tyler Roberts was just gonna check him off, but he has not.
Nope.
Adam Dahl holding his own out there. This is a good day for hot dog water.
It is a good day.
They've been really a trial by fire this whole season. They've been learning their pit stop strategies, seeing how that BMW reacts on certain tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if they're going to stick with the same car next season.
I'm super curious.
Those birds on the broadcast right now, fantastic. Anyways, they're gone.
Well, yeah, because they're there for like 2 seconds.
They were like 3 FPS. It was great.
Yeah.
Have you seen the thing? Oh, Kevin Hayes. What's Kevin Hayes doing? He went off the track and came back on 27 times in a row.
He
did that same line. Kevin, stop doing that line. You can't. It's a
got
GTB.
loose on
it's
it.
not a. It's, oh my god. Oh my god.
bounces over the
Woo.
imperfections of the.
This is not a TRD Forerunner, my guy. You gotta. See,
Not
I
a
told
pro
you.
light.
I told you that the first crash, the mental state starts to slip. I'm sorry, Kevin. I just call it like I see it.
Now a 10-second gap between the leader of GTP, Patrick Cantrell, and Kevin Hayes. Meanwhile,
Real life Kevin
Alpha
Hayes'
lead.
spine would have been snapped in half with that shenanigans.
I definitely think he would have had that Hans device would have been putting him in work
Yeah.
more than anything else.
His-
I have
his-
a question
yes.
for the hot dog water booth: are they staying with the BMW, or are they moving to a new car for Adam Dahl and or Kurt Bray?
I think he needs to stick with that BMW because when I first started racing GT3s and joined a league, I raced the BMW. So really, they're like the reincarnation of me.
So you want them to stay with your car choice because they are driving a car choice that you picked when you started GT3s,
Yes.
regardless of what they want to do for their own OMEC professional
Yeah,
development.
it's like Buddhism. It's like
Okay.
reincarnation.
Gotcha.
You wouldn't understand.
I would.
They haven't confirmed yet.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I'm waiting. The chat's open. We need an answer.
I mean, you could just pull Adam Dahl into the booth.
No, they all yell at me. Adam
on
Dahl
the
needs
side
to
of
lock in. He's doing really good. I don't want to distract him.
That's fair.
Yeah. Do you want to know my fun fact about track? Isn't this track, but Daytona?
Hmm.
Wait, there's a crash from Kurt Bray. Kurt Bray's going everywhere off the track and shit. Hold on. Did he pull Kevin Hayes? We're watching. Whoa,
He spun at
little,
the same spot.
little Tokyo
that he
drift.
spun at earlier.
He's gonna get it back together.
Keeps it out of the wall by a fraction of an inch.
Yeah, that was a good save.
That was a fantastic save from Kurt Bray.
Good job, buddy. Was that the crash? Yeah, that was probably the crash.
Yeah.
So you know Daytona. When you're
Daytona.
coming out of the infield, they have like the plane
Yeah.
landing in the background
Yes.
that like goes on a loop every time you go out of the infield. The plane's landing. Someone did
Sure.
like the actual calculations of it with like how it's moving across your screen and how fast it would be going, and that plane would be like if it was really going that fast, it would be landing at like 1,000 miles per hour or something really fucking crazy.
That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. That's it. That was my fun fact.
That is a fantastic fun fact.
Thanks.
3 minutes. Not even. Excuse me.
3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Adam Dahl holding it up there, top 5.
Yeah, has made his way back up to Tyler Roberts.
Is he P1? He's P1 in the amateur in the AM division right now.
Yeah. Yep. 13 seconds to Harrison Ellis. Kurt Bray stop again for a pit stop.
Hot Dog Water's going to do it. P1. They still haven't said what car he's going to drive next season, so it better be the BMW. Or I will add in the Legacy Ford GT3 as a choice on the servers if they race that.
Hell, I'd race the Legacy Ford GT3.
No, yeah, the Legacy Ford GT3 is fucking terrible.
Yeah, but it's a fucking Ford GT.
Yeah.
It is a secret. It is what we're being told from the pit wall of the Hot Dog Water.
That just means they
The
don't
crew?
know.
I mean,
That just means they haven't decided. You're not fooling
yeah,
me,
I mean,
Hot
they
Dog
literally
Water.
did say earlier on in the chat that they are still undecided on the BMW, and otherwise it's a secret.
I think the BMW is the most boring GT3 car. It doesn't sound that good. It doesn't drive that good. And
It's also the oldest at this point.
is it? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't do
The
this to me
oldest
right now because it was brand new when I joined iRacing.
Yeah, now it isn't. I'm gonna make you feel old. It is the oldest currently running GT3.
Oh yeah, because no, Lamborghini.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. The
Yeah.
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini's
is
old.
So it's the second oldest.
Yeah, it's not the oldest yet.
Okay.
Shit,
Sorry,
that's
excuse me.
crazy,
The
though.
Second oldest.
Man, iRacing's come a long ways. Time
has.
continues to march on, whether I like it or not.
I'm also being told from the Hot Dog Water crew that they would soup up a Model T if they could for a GT3 spec.
You know, that doesn't make a lot of sense, guys, but I support you.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting. So it's a weird choice. Model Ts were notoriously unreliable. Notoriously available, but notoriously unreliable.
You know, it'd be good for a second class to the GT3s some season.
Yeah.
The roof. Have you ever
12?
have you ever driven the roof?
I have not driven the roof.
Oh man, next
I don't
next
think I have
test
it.
drive, because they have 4 versions. So they have the rear wheel drive streetcar, the all wheel drive streetcar, and then the rear wheel drive racing spec and the all wheel drive racing spec. The race is over, I think. But the
No,
all-wheel
it
drive streetcar. Oh my God! P1
It is
and
a
P2
two-way
crash.
battle.
P1 and P2 crash. Adam Dahl, get the fucking hammer down. P1 and P2 have crashed.
Ian Baker getting pushed off by William LeMaster out of turn 1 into turn 2.
LeMaster not going to let him have it. He says, "Nope, this is my P1 guy."
Well, there's also, I don't think, much room for... I don't think there's a bad impact there as well for Ian Baker. I don't think he had the great...
Nah, Ian
Pleasant
Baker. Ian Baker's losing time.
Yeah, had a bad run there. Kevin Hayes, however,
Gonna
Is
overcook it. Ooh, Ian Baker. Ian Baker's all out of sorts. Kevin Hayes P2. What a guy.
P3.
No, he's P2.
Yeah, he is.
Why
My
do you think
timing
what do you think he's P? Why would he be P3?
I don't know. I have just bad info because iRacing itself is telling me lies.
Patrick Cantrell in the booth.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up with you? P1. Because Kevin Hayes just lost it mentally, as he's known to do. But Iceman, Patrick Cantrell, made his
Yeah,
way
it seemed
through.
like he-
P1. Is this your first P1 of the season?
This season for sure, yeah. I think I've maybe had one or two others over the seasons, but I'll take it.
How do you feel? How did you feel about Thruxton and the Kansas Roval tonight?
I didn't have high expectations. I didn't figure there was going to be a lot of people, so I was just going to show up and see what happened. And happy with second and first.
How do you feel about that diabolical transition from the Roval to the road course?
Turn one.
That is, yeah, and going back onto it, but that's what killed
Yeah.
Kevin Hayes.
Yeah,
and then he
I
then he
noticed-
kept trying to do it again and did the same thing again.
Yeah, I noticed turn one, he was always taking it wide, and I didn't like unsettling the car going down onto the infield, so I would usually keep it down on the apron and keep it tight and steady there, and maybe that's what paid off.
It really unsettled it too. It was like wheels were off the ground. They were not built for that. How'd you feel about the Porsche GTP this season? How did it treat you?
It didn't feel like the fastest of the GTPs. I think the Ferrari had the edge at a few tracks, but I do think it was reliable and consistent. It was a little bit easier on cold tires. And I'm all about reliable, so that's what appealed to me.
That is true. Well, congratulations, P1. Have you done any preparation for an endurance race at Summit Point next week?
I drove the Jetta there for 4 hours last year, if that
Yeah, you
counts.
did. It'll basically be the same thing. I think the lap times will be similar.
Probably, yeah. I'll have to boot up an AI race there and see what it's like getting around traffic.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on P1.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
good luck next week.
Thank you.
We're going to bring in
What's up?
William, P1.
Yes, sir.
That ending got a little spicy there between you and Ian Baker. Tell us about
Did get
that.
a little spicy. I don't know. That's what we were looking at right now. I was just sticking to pretty much my strategy up to that point, which was just to dive hard on the inside. I gave up the faster outside line, but he couldn't do anything with all the extra speed if I had the corner first, and I did that probably 20 of the 25 laps that I did. And it worked up until 24, and that's when it went a little foul. But besides that, it was a good race.
How'd you feel about Thruxton and the Kansas Roval? First of all, did you buy these two tracks specifically for this? Because I
I
did.
bought both of them. Yes, I bought both of them today at 4 p.m.
That's good. Thank you for your service to OMEC.
Yes.
Buying these tracks. Honestly, pretty small grid coming out tonight, but made for a pretty interesting broadcast. We could totally see every battle. The Thruxton was pretty interesting for you as well. Looks like Brody Wallace ran away with it, but then him and Tyler Roberts got into it. I think, did you end up getting
Yeah,
P2?
I won that one.
Or you won
I
it
won
too?
that one,
Yeah.
Mhm.
P1 for each sprint race. Fantastic. How are you looking? I don't have the standings up because I'm a terrible broadcaster, but how are you looking in the standings for the season?
After last week, I missed last week. I think I dropped a P3, so I really needed good results today. So
Yeah, you are
hopefully this helps.
P3 in the GT3 Pro Championship, finishing ahead of Andre Saba, who is currently in the lead of GT3 Pro in both races this weekend, and net you some good points, as well as in front of Ian Baker by a much smaller margin, but also in front of him as well.
Ooh, yeah, so that's really heating up. for the pro division. Well, congratulations on those 2 P1s. That's what you needed this week.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Well, good luck. Are you ready for Summit Point? Endurance race at Summit Point.
I've never raced Summit Point, but I'm ready for it. I've never raced most of these tracks though, so.
Well, you're in for a treat because Fen says that Summit Point is the best track on the surface.
Okay.
I do not.
I'm excited.
Straight from his mouth.
Not at all.
That's Fen. Don't listen. Listen, Kevin Hayes.
Hello.
What in the Toyota Tacoma TRD fuck was going on out there?
Turn 1 was very sketchy because the tires got really cooked and just kind of took it off the banking. It was my normal line. I maybe broke like 5 meters later, but that time for some reason when I came off the banking, the rears just snapped on me.
That banking was rough. Like your tires leave the ground every time you came off that banking.
Yeah, and then it happened again like 2 laps later. I don't know if you saw me go through the grass and
no, that was the what in the TRD fuck was going on because you were.
So I got the same snap coming through 1 that I got on my spin. I just kind of expected it maybe more at that point, so I caught it. When the spin happened, I hadn't really been that loose through there, so the spin was really unexpected because my rear wasn't unstable really through there until that lap. I mean, my right rear was really hot already, but it wasn't like that bad yet. So then 2 laps later when I got snappy through there, it kind of cut back into the grass. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, like I wasn't gonna, where the car was pointing, it just made sense to kind of cut that slowly through the grass and rejoin on the exit of 3 on the outside. Otherwise I would have been a danger to the people coming through 1 and 2.
That little bunny hop though, where all 4 tires came off the ground was pretty great.
Did not know that ditch was there. Yeah, so you see, I get a little snappy. I'm like, okay, we're good. I'm just gonna slow it down. I wasn't going that fast, and then that ditch came out of nowhere. I didn't see that second hop happened. Thankfully, this is a sim, and that stuff doesn't break the car.
Or your spinal vertebrae.
Yeah, I think in real life, that car would have been done. But yeah, my right front was cooked already. But yeah, coming off that banking was tough, and you see it just gets loose, kind of. I don't know. It's the same kind of thing that happened on the spin. I caught it that time. But yeah, dropped a point that I probably needed. At this point, if Nick doesn't win, he's dropping. So it's kind of going to come down to my first and second place weeks versus his first and second place weeks. I think I have to win at Summit next week to see what happens. God, I got a lot of air there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's crazy.
That was a proper rocket ship moment.
Yeah, once I hit the ditch and was looking straight down at the ground, I thought I was going to go end over end. Like, I thought I was going to flip forward. So when it came down on all fours, I was like, okay, we're alive. I was expecting a meatball. But we're all good. I pretty much have to win next week at Summit to have any chance. It's going to come down to my wins replacing my drop weeks. I think this week gets me like 5 or 6 points back on Nick, and I'm down 12. So it's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to need a win and both safety points. I'm going to need probably Nick to finish 3rd or 4th and not take the week and not get safety bonus. So we'll see.
If enough people show up for Summit Point, we'll be sharing pit booths, I think.
It's going to be interesting.
I don't think that would happen, but I think there's only like 23 pit booths at Summit Point. Yeah, there's not a lot.
Seeing the participation over the past few weeks start to dwindle, I'm not
expecting that's true.
A huge turnout at
a little bit of a tumultuous end to season 10, but that's all right. Because we'll be at Fenn's favorite track, Summit Point.
Kevin,
Summit's a great track.
Does Marcus often put words in your mouth?
All the time. That's what he does best.
Okay, cool. I just want to
no. Fenn
conventionally, that's just so you know, that's what's happening here. I like Summit Point. It's not bad, but it's definitely not my favorite.
Summit, I keep saying Summit is. I ran a hosted session at Summit one week 13 that had like 31 SR8s, and it was on one of the shorter versions of Summit, where you don't take the whole front straight, like right past the start finish, you're braking and you make a right turn, you kind of cut off that part of the track. And it was incredible. Like the little light cars at Summit are awesome.
Yes.
I'm interested to see what the GTP is going to be like. There's not a lot of room.
And their lap times are under a minute at some point, I'm pretty sure.
There's no fucking way it's under a minute. Are you
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Like they're in the 50s, high 50s. So you're gonna be doing a ton of laps.
It's gonna be terrible.
What do you think about season 11? We only do oval infield tracks.
No.
That's it, every week.
Season 11 is going to be LMP2. It's when I'm going to come back to the track after being in the booth. And I
Season
swear to God,
11's not going to be LMP2.
That's season
Yes, it
12.
is. It's already on the roadmap. Oh, season 12. I'm sorry.
We're in season 10 right now. Stop,
Yeah, I'm saying.
stop spreading fake news. We can't do this.
Season 11 needs to be great tracks for our great drivers to actually enjoy.
You heard it here first. Kevin Hayes heading up the apology reunion season.
I apologize to people at schedule release. So, Chris isn't here. I'm just going to badmouth him as long as he's not here.
Chris Kraus tried his best. He made a really interesting schedule.
He took everyone's meme track and was like, you know what? We're going to use all of them.
I think if Oschersleben and Rudskogen would have not been on there, I bet we would have had less complaints.
I think
those are the two that really tipped people over the edge, and they were endurance races.
They were endurance races, is what it got us. Like,
yeah,
those are brutal for endurance.
Mostly,
We're going back to a lot of grade 1 and grade 2 tracks next week, and that makes me happy. Or next season, and that makes me happy. It'll be great to call from the booth.
it's bangers. It's bangers and good weather.
Nothing but
Oops,
bangers.
all great conditions.
one rain race?
Maybe, as long as it's Sebring.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Absolutely. That'll make Sebring interesting for me.
Nah, there's gonna have to be one rain race, I suppose.
There's got to be one.
Yeah. And then we won't mess up the safety car because we'll have the Kevin Hayes method and we won't have to add a third drop week. It's going to be good.
Yeah, we should have 2 drop weeks, and I'm going to run a perfect safety car if it ever happens.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to end this broadcast. Kevin Hayes, congratulations on P2
Thank you.
and fucking it up once again. Patrick Cantrell was happy about it.
Good. He deserved to win.